Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you all doing today? Today's one, when I was doing the laws of the universe last night with my clients, going through them all and using a diagram that literally helps you. Just look at the colour of that tree there. I mean, can you not see it? How much it stands out. Isn't it so beautiful? Here's one thing actually before I get into the law. If everybody sees the same thing and everything is the same all the time, why does my partner Wolfgang not see that colour of that tree? Can you see it? If I was walking along here with Wolfgang, he sees that as green. He doesn't see any difference in these colours. So if we were all looking at the same thing in the same way, then there would be no difference, would there? He has a different colour scheme going on in his brain compared to everybody else. We've all got different thought systems compared to everybody else. We've all got different perceptions. We've all got unique perception. Interesting, isn't it? Anyway, back to the laws of the universe. So yes, we went through all the laws. And then it occurred to me, one law that trips people up a lot is the law of opposites. Have you heard of that one? So, I mean, we know that you hear the sayings, we attract the opposite. I can't think of the saying now, it's just gone from my head. Anyway, never mind about that. But you seem to attract the opposite, don't you, in your partner? But then why does it say that you attract like for like as well? So it's a bit confusing, isn't it? How can I attract what I'm like and attract the opposite at the same time? You see, what I realized on my personal development journey is that I had done all this learning. I had, studied to master's level, business coaching, NLP, hypnotherapy, Reiki, read about 1,000 books, God knows how many webinars, and even working alongside Bob Proctor. And what I'd noticed is that I enjoyed every single part of my journey. My personal development journey has been awesome. But I actually hadn't transformed. I had learned a lot, but there hadn't been an inner transformation. When I looked at the lines of frequency, what I realized was there was a positive side and a negative side. All I had done was move across to the positive side and try to stay there and avoid the negative as much as possible and try to fix the people who were on the negative side. There was this light bulb moment when I realized that I had not moved frequency at all. I just knew a lot, and in that knowing a lot made me, I guess, a little bit superior, thinking that I could fix anybody. I can't fix you. Why? There's nothing to be fixed. My goodness, you're absolutely perfect. Who the heck am I? So in that superiority, clearly, I felt inferior at the same time. You see, the law of opposites, I guess you could call it the law of polarity. That if right exists, then left must exist. So if you want something so bad and you focus on it all the time, you will see the other side as well. You will see its opposite, because it's like picking up a coin. You can't pick up just one side. You have to pick up both. It is whole. So like a battery, a positive and a negative, it works together so that it creates the force. It only works when it's switched on, clearly, where you connect it to the power, clearly. You getting the idea? So I had a client ask me, he said that, Sheena, sometimes I see myself in car accidents. And I said, well, that's okay. What do you think about it like that? And it just goes, well, I'm worried now that I'm going to have a car accident. And I said, so here's the law of opposites, the law of polarity, that if there's a car accident, then there's also you arriving safely at your journey. They both exist. But which one are you focusing on? So when you ask for growth and you're like, oh, I want to be a millionaire, and then your bank balance goes to zero, and then you go, this isn't working. You see, we end up looking at our bank balance over and over again. That's an effect. instead of us being the cause and turning around and going, no, the millions are here. You see, what you're looking at in this world is 0.0001%. And what is in the infinite is 99.999999%. Now, you don't believe me, do you? So, let's have a look at, I got a new phone and I was transferring data. And all I had to do was to put the two phones beside each other. And I was looking at the data being transferred between the phones, but I couldn't see a thing. I couldn't see a thing. Now, it was connecting to the satellite in the sky to be able to then to Bluetooth across to the phone. And I didn't see a thing. So the phone was it was just a device. And all the work was being done and I couldn't see any of it. None of it. And that was 99% of what was going on. The phones themselves could do nothing. Everything was being done by what I couldn't see. Are you kind of getting the idea? So if you see, when you ask for something, just know, well, the opposite exists. I'll see it or I don't see it. You don't have to experience it. You see, what we end up doing is thinking, well, I must experience the opposite. No, you're just aware. Well, if I'm asking for millions, then no money exists at the same time. But which one am I focusing my energy on? Which is the energy that I want to experience? What is the feeling that I want to experience? You know, you've all had enough life practice to know what it feels like to have nothing. I don't suppose there's anybody listening here who's never had zero in their bank account before. But what are we focusing on? Are you focusing on effects, which is the sight, or focusing on the vision? The vision that you know, well, if this exists, then, oh, look at aren't they just beautiful? Oh, you just missed them there. So yeah, I hope that helps today. So don't worry about when you see the negative, just go, no, don't want that, reject. I see this. That is the effect. And I no longer want that. I know where I'm going, but don't resist it. Oops, we're having little games here. Don't resist it, because what you resist persists. Just acknowledge it. It's like, imagine if you went into a supermarket and you wanted a packet of biscuits. Like, you don't criticize the other biscuits and go, why are they on the shelf? They shouldn't be on the shelf. That's terrible. And rip them all apart. No, you just go, I'm looking for my Kimberley biscuits. And that's it. And you just focus on you finding your Kimberley biscuits. And you find them. Or you ask somebody for help. Can you help me find these? You see? You can ask for my help. There's a link. Whatever it is that you're looking for. What I realized is that the work with Bob, literally I drew a diagram last night for my clients and I said, ask me any life question in this diagram. Ask me any question of your life. And before you even have asked it, you'll have the answer. Any life question. You know what? There was one question that came up and the rest of them just looked and went, the answer is pretty obvious. The answer is pretty obvious. Imagine that. Imagine being able to have the answers to every life question you have. You can challenge me on that, book a call. Links in the description. And other than that, have the most fantastic day wherever you are.